So here we are on another tutorial, and this time what I think we're going to do is we're going to look at the tying the leader, which is this tippet material, to the fly line. Now most fly lines right now have got what we call welded loops, look. So this one, as you can see, has got a welded loop at the end there. So tying a loop to loop system, really simple. Aye, simple if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, there are a couple of things that can go wrong. So anyway, we'll start by showing you here how to just tie a simple loop on the end of that nylon. Sounds pretty straightforward. There are a couple of things can go wrong there. So we'll just whip a bit of nylon over here and show you. So basically, I've got the end of the line there, this point here. Double it over, create a loop. Give yourself plenty spare, excess stuff, you know, get heaps of stuff. Nylon's really cheap, although I have to say the Scotsman in me does have a wee problem with that, but give yourself a wee bit of space, breathing space, there, and just turn it over, like so, to make this loop. Take the end of the line through the loop once, and then through the loop twice, so that you now have this. Now what's going to happen, see if you zoom in on this right now, as that line's coming together, I've got a fairly big loop here, I'd probably have something smaller, but for demonstration purposes, as this line's coming together here, you'll see a figure 8 beginning to form, and as the figure 8 comes together, all the way over, give it a wee wet, because that lubricates the line, stops it heating as you pull that. As you pull that, that line's going to heat right up, and it's going to cause friction and it's going to damage it. But if the figure 8 comes together properly, then everything's good, you know. So you have to watch and make sure that that bit's done correctly. So here we go, we'll get the old scissors out, get the old hardy shears, as they say. Cut off the excess, breaks your heart as a Scotsman cutting that, what a waste, unbelievable. But there you go, for the benefit of you beginning guys that are just starting out. So basically this is now what we have. So we've got a loop, and we've got our fly line, our tippet material going to where we tie the fly on. So how do we attach this to a fly line? Well, we could use this fly line that we've got today. This is a silk Skagit line. That wait a minute. No, it's not. That's the wife's washing line. Wait a minute. So hang on. Have a wee look here. No, we'll get this one. So, welded loop, that's done in the factory. So all the new lines pretty much are coming with these welded loops on. You can weld them yourself. I'll do a tutorial on that sometime as well. So basically, if you don't know what you're doing, you could quite easily take this loop that you've just created in the tippet material, and you could, in essence, and I'm going to try and just show you this against my background, you could push that through the loop of your fly line. Okay? So, to the untrained eye, that might be a way to go. I'm going to have to cut this off, actually, right now, just so that we're not still attached to the spool of nylon. But anyway, so here we go. So this is now the end of the fly line. We're going to tie the fly on here. We're going to throw that through that loop. And you're going to think, oh, that's it, loop to loop. That'll sort it out, no trouble at all. That's going to pull together. You get to see how that's pulling together, like so, look. And by pulling together that way, the line's going to sit down at a funny kind of angle. So that's not good either. Not a good system. Always the best way to get round that is this. is always take the line with the loop on it and put through the loop that you create in the nylon. So never the other way around. You can fix it the other way around, but it just leads to problems. Always get into the way of taking the loop end and pushing it through the loop that you make in the tippet material. So that said, we then come to the end of the tippet material and we go back through that hole there into that loop, and now we should have a nice straight loop to loop system. Perfect, absolutely perfect. No trouble, then you can tie on your fly. So that's the one with the loop system. However, if you don't have a loop system and you have like an old fly line, or some fly lines just don't have them, then you've just got the end of the fly line. Here's one I did earlier. Christ, it sounds like Blue Peter, this. Here's one I did earlier, but I'll just take this one out, throw it away. Sticky back plastic and all that. So what we've got is we've got the end of a fly line, we've got no welded loop, and we've got a loop, a line here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass that straight through that as it comes to the apex of the loop here. I'm going to grip it between my thumb and forefinger. I'm then going to take a hold of this part of the line to create tension between here and here, to make sure that this part's straight. I'm going to grab it with that finger and that finger. So here, there we go. That frees my thumb and forefinger, the all important 2 digits when tying knots. So the forefinger's going to push that around, down and underneath. It's then going to be caught by the thumb, which is then going to pop it down through this first hole. You can see it's coming out there. So I'm going to just rewind that. So we're coming up through there. We're both digits are free, look. We're going around the back, pushing it with the top of our index finger, grabbing it with our thumb, trap between thumb and index finger, down through this first hole there. Then I'm gonna hold this in my left hand. If all my fingers are bunched together, held together, that's now going to free this one. I'm going to get a hold of my little end. Hopefully I'll try and move it around so that you can see it, the little end there. I'm going to get that little end and I'm going to pull this together. So you can see that now we're going to have that. Yeah, I'm going to put thumb and forefinger again. Then I'm going to turn this in my left hand. I'm going to turn it round one turn and push the little end through the hole. Looks really complicated. It's actually really easy. So I'm going to take it all out and I'm going to show you that one again. This one here is a knot that it's actually a mountaineering knot. So it's the knot that people will use if they're tying a rope around themselves. If you're hanging off the Eiger and you're 5,000 feet up, this is the knot that's going to hold you. So you can be assured it's not going to drop, it's not going to slip, this one. So it's up from the bottom, trap it between your thumb and forefinger, around, underneath and down through, grab a hold, pull it together, turn it away from you, back through the hole, and you have that figure 8 there. You can see the figure 8 is going to come together. Now if I pull the little end now, then all fly lines used to be like this. Now in the good old days, when I first came to the Gillian, I would see loads old guys with this length hanging out here. We now trim it off, and I like to see it trimmed off, but I often thought that this knot here and this bit creates a wake. It's almost like an attractor for salmon, you know. The connections that we have now are really smooth and you don't get that wake, but I often think that this particular connection is really, really good. I don't, for fishing as well, I don't actually like personally this little bit hanging out here, so I'm going to just pull that a wee bit taut. I could do it with my nice hardy scissors, which have got that little serrated pieces at the end there to grab a hold of it. That would be a first for me, I have to say, just to give it a wee pull, and we can tidy that up by cutting it. Fantastic for business as well, absolutely brilliant, because every time you tie it on and you cut that, if you don't tie it properly, you have to cut the end of the fly line. Cutting the end of the fly line means I get more fly lines sold, which is great. So just learn, if you want to be a little bit more frugal with your fly lines, just learn to do the knot properly. So there you go, perfect figure of 8. That is never going to break. Like I said, it's going to give you that little wake, and it can be, that wake can be a really good attractor for salmon at some time to some circumstances, you know. So anyway, those were the connections from your fly line to your leader or tippet material. Done.